all. And today in Indian calendar, today is the starting of Shravan Mas. It's the 4 months, Chaturmasya from Shayani Ekadashi or Prathama Ekadashi is in Ashad Mas to the Ekadashi in Kartik Mas. Like Ashad to Shravan, it's 1 month, Shravan to Bhadrapad, and Bhadrapad to Ashwayuj to Kartik. These 4 months are called as Shravan Mas. Shravan Mas, it's in the northern hemisphere. This is the rainy season. Its mobility is restricted. That's why that it's swamis or it's sages, they stay in one place and do contemplation. They say these 4 months are very conducive for doing the sadhana, to protect ourselves from the evil forces. It's very conducive for doing the sadhana. In Shravan Mas, Shravaya means pouring down. It's a heavy rain. It's a heavy rainy season. And Varsha Rutu, there are 6 seasons, and this rainy season, it's a Varsha Rutu starts from today. That's 2 months. It's a rainy season also. Shravana means hearing the good things. We should hear good things during this month. This is the significance of Shravan Mas. Shravana means hear good things. And when you hear the good things in this month, and the next month is called as Bhadrapad Mas. Bhadrapada, whatever you hear, it stays with you, deep within you. It won't leave you. Bhadra, whatever you hear, it will be Bhadra. It remain with you. It's Bhadrapada. When whatever you hear, the good things, and when it stays with you, and following month is called as Ashwayuj. Ashwayuja, mind is referred as horse. Ashwayuja, mind runs in the right direction. Its mind channels in the right direction is Ashwayuj Mas. And following is Kartik, and when the mind is channelized in the right direction, in the Kartik Mas is the festival of lights are there. Deepavali is there, everywhere light. You are in, it's a effulgent, radiant like light. These are the 4 months. It's Shravan, Bhadrapad, Ashwayuj and Kartik. That's very conducive for doing the sadhana. And Shravan Mas, this very important month for it's a festival season also. It's many festivals like Upakarma comes in this month. And Vara Mahalakshmi Vrata, that it comes in this month. And many times Krishna Janmashtami, it's Janmashtami comes in this month. It's a very conducive for the spiritual seekers, this Shravan Mas. And going back to last week I mentioned yoga. Yoga means upaya. Yoga means means and end for the goal. Yoga is a means to achieve the goal. Yoga is an end. By itself is an end. This yoga that last week I mentioned, yoga helps in overcoming the physical problems, mental related problems, and spiritual related problems. I may have everything in my life, but still, if I don't have peace and contentment within, many people, they don't know what to do with their life. That they resort to drugs or commit suicide because everything is there, but something is, soul is starving. They don't know how to feed the soul. That yoga helps in overcoming the physical deformities, and it's people with stress, anxiety, depression problem helps in overcoming that problem, and yoga helps in finding the peace, contentment within. And it's in Aitareya Upanishad, as I mentioned last week, it's a rishi, and the devata is the Lord himself. Lord Aitareya was a son of Vishaka. He was a son of his second wife. Second wife. He ignored the second wife, and the Upanishad calls the second wife. He doesn't name also. It is called as Ithara. Ithara means other wife, neglected wife. And his son, he did not bother to name the son also. He called him as Aitareya, other wife's son. And this child, as a child, he was crying a lot. And mother once said, shut up. And since then the boy stopped crying and stopped talking also. And this father thought this child is a dumb child. He did not impart any knowledge. He did not teach any knowledge to this boy. And he was teaching his first wife's children. And he was taking the first wife's children to the various yajnashalas. This mother once said, how unfortunate I am. I am neglected by my father, and you also don't speak. This boy said, mother, if you want me to speak, I can speak. Since you asked me to shut up, I closed my mouth. And this boy reassured his mother, not only what father has taught other children, I know more than that one. And this boy went to the place where father was performing the yajna. He sat on father's lap. And father Vishaka felt insulted. This dumb child is sitting on his lap in front of everyone. He pushed the child on the ground. And Mother Earth could not bear the insult meted to the Lord. From the earth, one seat came out, and the Lord sat on that one and expounded on the Upanishad. It's called Mahi. Mahi means earth. Datta given, asana. Mahidatta asana. One Lord sat on that Mahida, and since then he is called as Mahidasa Aitareya. He sat on that seat and delivered this Upanishad. It is part of Rigveda, and also it is called as Mahi. Mahi means called as Lakshmi. Lakshmi is called as Mahi, Mahidasa. Lakshmi also his servant. That is the meaning of that one. Mahidasa Aitareya. The Lord expounded on the Aitareya Upanishad. In that Upanishad, it comes, it's a body. Its body is like a chariot. We have this body. This chariot is driven by 4 horses, 2 ears and 2 eyes. 2 eyes in the front, looking for the front, 2 ears for the side. This body is drawn by these 4 horses called 4 senses, 2 eyes and 2 ears. And Lord is the charioteer. He is the charioteer, driver. It's taking the body, this chariot, and this soul. Soul is a passenger. This driver's duty is listen to it's a passenger. Passenger says, go here. He takes that one. He is the driver. He takes this body to the journey. This soul doesn't know where it is going. That soul is going on a journey, long journey. When the body is this chariot, this vehicle becomes infirm, condemned, redundant. This Lord dumps the body, takes this passenger into the another body. We are going for a long journey, we don't know our destination. For example, if I get onto the bus and if the driver or conductor asks, where are you going? We say, we don't know, I don't know where we are going. That our destination is not sure, and it says you should know the destination. That Aitareya Upanishad says, know the destination. And we are going on a journey without driver is taking to the wherever this life we say go there, and millions of lives have passed without knowing the goal. He takes from one body to another, one chariot to another, one chariot to another, and it says in Mundaka Upanishad, it says how the soul should know the destination. It says, use pranava as a bow, Om as a bow, and use your soul as an arrow, and pull the arrow to the ear with a bowl. Gaze at the Lord. He is the destination, and release the arrow. That soul should go and hit the target and hit such a way it cannot come out. Hit so hard. Pull the arrow to the ear and release. Your God is alone the destination, no other destination. No other, you are not looking this destination and that destination. Look at the Lord alone and release the arrow. And pulling the arrow to the ear. Ear means make use of your ears. Shravana, hear good things. It's in Upanishad, in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it talks about 9 impediments to our sadhana, 9 obstructions to our sadhana. One is, I want to do the sadhana, but my body, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling sick all the time. I can't sit. I'm always bedridden. I'm always sick. I can't do that one. It is one of the impediments to sadhana. People can't do the sadhana. I want to do but my health doesn't permit. Second one, he talks about sthana. Sthana means it's no interest. That if somebody is talking, so I don't care. I'm not interested. I want to sleep. It's a cold month, winter month. I want to sleep. That no interest, if interest is not there, that is another obstacle to our sadhana. It says to overcome the disinterest in that one, you hear again and again, hear again and again. Be in the company of the noble people, virtuous people. When you hear again and again, you start developing the interest. And when we develop the interest and use this one, hearing, and after hearing, when your conviction is Bhadra, it's Bhadrapada, like conviction is firm, your goal is set, target is set, then release the arrow. You won't miss the target. So the Lord is taking us in this chariot as a charioteer, and we, soul, he's not saying go here or go here. It's the soul. We have to tell the Lord, please take me there. Take me to you. Take me to you alone, nowhere else. Then he will take us to the right direction. And yoga is the means. Yoga is the destination itself. And in Patanjali Yoga Sutra last week, we saw that how to do that one. Chitta vritti nirodha. It's a mind. Mind is always focused on the ideal. That do not move from object to object. Have conviction. It's a nirodha. It's a chitta vritti. Chitta vritti. It says it's a mind. There are 5 types of mind it talks about. One is kshipta mind. Kshipta means lazy mind. I'm not interested. That I want to just sleep, lie down. It's a mind. Some people's mind is always lazy, always lethargic, kshipta. And some mind is called as vikshipta mind. Vikshipta means sometimes yes, I'm interested. Sometimes I don't have interest. It's a unsteady. Yes, interested, not interested. Kshipta, vikshipta. And third one is Muda mind. It's always go towards the wrong. It's a negative things. Go always to the negative things. It's called as Muda mind. It's a lazy mind. And Kshipta. Kshipta means it's driven by, it's a money driven. If you give something, I do that one. Always rajasic in nature. Muda means always lazy mind. Vikshipta means oscillating mind. And ekagra. Ekagra means I get the concentration. I get a concentration for a while. Yes, I will do that one. I take up a project for 1 month, 2 months, and I lose interest. That is ekagra. Last is called as nirodha. Nirodha means my goal is set. I am not moving from object to object. Nirodha means I am firmly established in that one. Chitta vritti nirodha. Patanjali says your mind, take the mind from Muda mind, lazy mind, to Kshipta mind. It's a rajasic mind, always driven, desire prompted mind, to the it's a Vikshipta mind, and ekagra to the nirodha. Take the mind from the laziness to the place where you don't come back. And that is he asks us to take the mind to the goal. And how to do that one? It says, Abhyasa Vairagyam Tannirodha. With repeated practice. Here. Abhyasa. You do the practice. And Vairagya means have a noble goal, noble aspiration in our life, noble higher ideals in our life. When the higher ideals are there, trivial things, you are not bogged down by the small things. Otherwise, if you don't have a high aspiration, high goal in our life, we get bogged down by small, trivial things in our life. Small things we get upset. That ration has there is no milk in the fridge, we get upset. It's no washing powder, we get upset. My children education, we waste our time. These children do not perform well, we get upset. Have a noble goal, noble ideal, that trivial things doesn't upset. That abhyasa vairagyam tannirodha, that it's abhyasa, do abhyasa and vairagya, then only you can take the mind to the highest. Have a noble goal, noble aspiration. That is the message that given by the Patanjali Yoga Sutra for the yoga seekers. And this month, on the next month, it's August 17th is Sri Krishna Jayanti, Krishna Janmashtami. He's the Yogacharya, he is the Yogeshwara, he is the Lord of Yogas, and his book is Bhagavad Gita. We'll try to learn one chapter, Bhakti Yoga. We'll try to learn that one. And most of you have Bhagavad Gita, and one of our students, she wants to remain anonymous. She went to India and she brought a few Bhagavad Gita books for the benefit of the students, and I passed it on to a few people. And it's a inspiration. It's a handbook for all the spiritual seekers. It's in the 11th chapter. 11th chapter is the Vishwarupa Darshana, and Sri Krishna towards the end says, Bhaktya Svananya Shaktya. Bhakti, through bhakti alone I can be attained. Not through your intellectual intelligence, not through your ability, physical strength, or your intellect. You can't attain me. Only bhakti, through bhakti alone you can attain me. And through the bhakti when you attain, and then we'll go to the 12th chapter. It's the Bhakti Yoga. And I have 3 books. Sundar, you have one?
I'll distribute.
Yeah. Okay, so only interested people, not our. And the 11th chapter, you repeat after me. In the last 54th shloka, Bhaktya Stvananyaya Shakya Ahamevam Vidhorjuna Jnatum Drashtum Cha Tatvena Praveshtum Cha Parantapa Matkarma Krit Matparamo Madbhakta Sangavarjitaha Nirvairva Sarvabhuteshu Yasa Mameti Pandava. No animosity, no, it's friendly with everyone. Do the action only for me, that not be lethargy. Do it's action continuously. Do serve. It's and do not hate anyone. And thinking me, bhaktya stvananyaya shakya aham evam vidorjuna. Bhakti, through devotion alone you can attain me. Jnatum, knowing this one, and you can enter into me. And how to do that one? It says matkarma krit matparamo. Do the action. Regard me as the highest. Regard me as not among everyone. Think of me as the highest. Madbhakta Sangha Varjitaha is not attached to the trivial things in the life. And Nirvairva Sarvabhuteshu, he or she has no animosity with anyone. Yes, Mameti Pandava, that devotee is very dear to me. And Arjuna asked the next question in the 12th one. It's devotion, I understand, I have full conviction. It's a devotion. Should I be devoted to you completely, or should I worship through the Sri Tattva, through the Lakshmi Tattva? Like in Ashwayuja Mas, it's Navratri comes. Navratri, that many people, they do the upasana, that Sri Tattva upasana. And whether I should be devoted to you alone, or should I worship through Sri Tattva? And Sri Krishna says that doing the upasana through Sri Tattva, it's very difficult, fraught with problems, and if even small mistake, it will harm you. Think, even if you are doing that one, think that you are worshipping me through that one. If you think that's the best, think of me as the highest. If you think Sri Tattva itself is the highest, it is still also you can come to me, but it's a fraught with problems. Pitfalls are great. Chances of falling down is great, and think of whatever worship you do, worship me as the highest regard. Through them, then you will attain me. That's the message of that one. We'll start off this one. Arjuna Vacha Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktas-tvam pariyupasate Echapi akshara avyaktam Tesham ke yoga vittamaha. Here Akshara, Lakshmi is called as Akshara Tattva, Lakshmi Tattva. Which one is better? And Sri Krishna explains that one next week. We'll cover that one next week. Lie down on your back.